Hey, it's your business coach, Steve Goranson, here with another business tip for smarter business owners to create an automatic business that can work without you. So, our goal here is to help you work smarter, not harder, so you can live more life. So, today we're actually in for a very interesting lesson. It's going to be more interesting for some than for others because it's going to be a challenge for some of us. So, today, what I want to talk about is the power of the point. This is the point where success and failure meet. This point is deep inside of us. This is the point of our motivations. It's where our decisions to choose come from. So we're talking about people taking responsibility and accountability for their life, their business, and taking ownership of the situations that they find themselves in. See, most people aren't really aware of the way most people operate. The point is very simple. It's pretty simple, I think, is we could either add or drain to this point. It's our actions and our decisions that drain our energy and that of those around us. And we're just lying in bed while it's opportunity by opportunity just pass us by. You see, this bed is made up of our blaming, our excuses, and denial. And I'm sure we met some of those people that live in this space a little bit, at least a little bit of their time. I called them the energy vampires, right? So if you think about it, it's easy to blame others for our circumstances that our choices put us in. People will find anybody and almost everybody to blame. So this could be the government, it could be our competitors, it could be our mother-in-law, our kids, our employees, right? There's always someone to blame. But very simply put, if you just, raise your hand just out there for a second, point at me just like this. Now, there's really something interesting about the point. You see, one finger is pointing at you, one is up to God up in the universe, right? And three, well, they're straight back at you, right? Three-fifths of everything in your life is up to you. So I really want you to think about this. So, make sure that you are going to make the changes. Blaming others won't get you from where you are. It won't get you anywhere in life, right? So now, if we find that our team in the company, our staff in our company are doing this a lot, you got to look at how that came about, why it came about. And I was taught something very simple. Leadership in leadership, the fish stinks from the head down, right? We got to challenge the way we're thinking so we can challenge the way our people are thinking. Excuses, they're just another word for reasons. We all learned this really from as a kid. I'm sure we came up with an excuse here, a reason here, or why we didn't do this or that. In reality, life doesn't get any better if that's all we do. So the third one that drains our point of power is denial. As the joke says, denial is not a river in Egypt. So, I remember years ago, I was talking with one of my first clients. This young entrepreneur had been in business for a few years. And this has happened a couple of times, actually. And I asked him, after a couple of years, you've not made 1 month of profit. And then I simply put this question to him and I said, hey, how long before you think you're going to be going broke? He said, we're not going broke. We just haven't made a profit yet. Well, see, that's what I call living in a state of denial, when you're aware of the situation, but you just don't face it. So these three things that drain our power, or the point of our power, essentially don't get us anywhere. We basically, we're just playing the role of the victim. It's the people that want to blame the world and come up with all the reasons why nothing works for them. It's always someone else's fault. It's always, some has to do with somebody else. But now let's take a look at the other side of the equation. Those of us that actually succeed in life. The victims will drain the power and the power of others. Victors energize themselves and all of those around us. So how do we actually do this? We're going to take a look at three words: ownership, accountability, and responsibility. You see, ownership is you own the ship. You take accountability and responsibility. You're in charge of paddling wherever you want to go. So let's take a look at each of these one at a time. Responsibility. You know that you are able to choose your response in any situation or any scenario. You're able to choose how you respond to anything out there. It's not what happens, it's how you respond to it. So you are response able. Simple as that. So Really, if you want to put it simply, in business, we're responsible for the work we have to do. So getting the job done, that's what we're responsible for. So now we're going to take a step up to accountability. So what's the difference between responsibility and accountability? So notice that the word count is in there. We are accountable for results. We have responsibilities for the job, and accountability is for the end result of the outcome that comes from it. So it's like, for instance, like a manager will be responsible for doing certain work, but they're being to be accountable for their people doing certain work. These are the ways we need to take a look at this, right? So if we're both accountable and responsible, then we're on track of being able to take ownership of what happens in our life. And then that's both the good and the bad. It's amazing the number of people who will take ownership for good things, but not the bad things. We got to make sure that we understand that the more that we're above this point of success, the more success that we're going to have, and you have to keep this stuff in mind. And obviously, as the results of the business will get better by you and your team by just taking ownership. So remember, you are the leader of your business. The buck stops with you. Put all this and put it into summary. Stay above the point. Ownership, accountability, and responsibility will get us results. Blaming, excuses, and denial, will put someone else in charge of our life, someone else in charge of your business. So we don't want reasons, we want results. So think about this. If you're struggling to get your team to take responsibility, being accountable or taking ownership, schedule a free strategy session with me and let's unlock their potential. Let's unlock the potential of your business. This is business coach Steve Goranson helping you to work smarter, not harder, so you can have more life.